Bart Vale, and welcome to my new series produced by Island Home Video. Today's tape is going to cover some techniques against a wrestler. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Okay, I'd like to start off with some basic exercises first. I'm going to have Marcus stand in a push-up position here. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with our back arched up, and then we're going to dip down, and as he gets down, he's going to stretch the back all the way up and then come right back up to the original spot here. Now let's count them out here. 1, stretch that back, good, all the way up. 2, good. 3, 4, bring the head up, good. 5, very good. Okay, now, again, you guys can do as many as you need to do, and what I suggest is start to warm up with them. Do a few, maybe 5 or 10, and then as you get more into it, then you want to make the conditioning a little bit longer. What I'm doing is giving you some ideas on some conditionings right now, and what you want to do to warm up in that, and then you guys can take them as long as you want to do them in that. If you want to do 100, that's fine. Now, next thing we're going to do is a sit-up, in a sit-up position for me. Now, what I want you guys to do is I want you to tuck the legs in here as tight as you can, so this way we're going to use just the abs all together here. You're not going to use your legs to pull you up. Everything has to come up with the abs. So start with the hands behind the head here or up, wherever you want to do, that's okay. Just remember the most important thing here is keeping the legs tucked in. So 1, coming up and back down. 2, good. Now again, you guys don't want anybody holding your legs. What you want to try to do, it's okay to jerk them out or anything like that, but don't have anybody hold the legs, because then what you're doing is you're using this muscle to bring you up. We want to concentrate just here. 3, good. 4 and 5. Good. Now again, when you guys are starting this, it doesn't seem very difficult, but what's going to happen here, it's going to be easy for you guys to take your legs out there, stick them out there, and use your legs or put your legs under something. You don't want to do that, all right? You might be able to do 20, 30 of them with your legs underneath something like that, and only get 5 of these, and this is what you want to do. Is just concentrate on using the stomach while you're doing the exercise here. Okay, now the next exercise I want to do is a squat. I'm going to have him stand straight up. Now on this, stay flat-footed. You want to go straight down and straight up. So 1, straight down. Keep the back as straight as you can and then back up. 2, good. 3, turn an angle for me here. 4, keeping it straight down here. 5, very good, and straight up. Get back facing the front. All right, again, like I said, do as many as you feel you can do in that. Just remember a couple of points here, keeping your back as straight as you can. Your feet flat on the floor there. Just keep your hands up, because it's not really important where your hands are at this point. Just keep them up in front of you in that. All right, now what we want to do is a little bit of stretching, so I'm going to have them down in a hurdle position. One leg straight out, the other one's bent behind. Now, a lot of you aren't going to like doing this stretch here with the bent leg. Primarily, a lot of people say that this is bad here for the ligament in the knee. Primarily, the reason we do this stretch here is there's techniques that we do against the knee by grabbing the ankle. So what we try to do is we try to condition the ligament in the leg here by stretching it in this position here. So if you feel uncomfortable doing this stretch here, you can take this leg and bend it out in front of you. Bend it out in front of you this way. Now just bend it in this way. You can do it this way here. Okay, because right now, put it back for me again here. Right now what I'm trying to do is we're just trying to stretch this muscle here, so I'm going to have him go straight down towards that knee. Keeping the knee straight. Now, I know a lot of you guys come up for me for a second. A lot of you guys are going to bend up like this. Here, bend it a little bit for me. Just bend it up. Make it straight though. Now bend it up. Like this and then stretch. Because you want to be able to touch your knee. You don't want to do this. You want to here, straight, and you might only be able to go halfway. That's okay. But what we're doing is we're stretching the legs. Get down as far as you can here. Hold it for a second. Come back up. Take the pressure off. And then go back down there. Try to exhale as you're doing it. This way it makes it a little bit easier to stretch. Then go to the center. Just push them down. Same thing. Exhaling, going down. And then back up. One more time for me there. Good. And now over to the bent leg. Exhale, going down. Good. Come back up for me. And then back down again. Okay, then right from here, I just want you to lay back. Now what's going to happen when you lay back is this leg is going to come up off the floor, which is okay. And what you want is just a way to that, just to hold it down so you stretch this muscle right here. Okay, just hold it for a couple of seconds and stuff like that. If you feel real uncomfortable with it, bring it up for a second there, and then bring it right back down there so you're stretching it here. All right, now let's get up for me. Now we're doing stretch the upper body. Okay, now what I'm doing is have the arm behind here. I'm going to hold the elbow and I'm going to grab the wrist. Now, I'm going to push the arm back, but I'm going to use the elbow and not the wrist. So when I push it back, I'm doing this. Okay, try to avoid doing this because this is bad on the shoulder and then also on the elbow. So what we want to do is this. You hold it here for like a count of 10, then you take the other side, do the same thing on the other side. Just push it back. I'm just controlling it with this hand right now here, and I'm pushing back with this hand here. And that's where it's stretching this back muscle back here for me. So the next one I want to do, hands behind the back here, I got the thumbs up, and I'm going to just slowly bring the arms to each other here. Just get them like a count of 10 from here, and then you can let them go. Okay, now what we want to do is, I want to stretch the back, so what I want you to do is get down on your stomach for me. Lay flat down. Move back just a little bit for me. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put his arms up on my legs. So I'm grabbing his arms here, I'm putting them up on my legs here, and I'm gently sitting down on his cam. Now, what I want to do is I want to put my hands on his chest, not on his throat. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lean back here, so I stretch his back there. He taps on me here, and then I just get him a count of 10 here, so he stretches his lower back. Now, be real careful not to do this, because you're going to hurt him. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to help him down, so he comes down in this position here, so he doesn't drop on his nose. Now I want to back up in the fighting position here. Just make sure everything's moving on you good and stuff like that. What I want to do is get down on your hands and knees and on your head. Okay. Now what we're going to try to do here is I want you guys to remain on your hands and on your knees. We're going to exercise the neck here. We're going to start on the top of the head here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to roll to the nose and then back. Just stay right now, just stay on your hands and knees. I don't want you up on your toes, and I want to make sure that your hands stay on the floor right now. Do another one for me. Just roll it as far as you can, back and forth again. Good, one more for me. Good. All right, now from here I'm going to flip onto our back. Get onto your back. Now again, we're staying on the feet, hands, and the head. Now what we're going to try to do here, if we can move this arm back a little bit for me here, just keep it on the floor there. We're going to try to get our nose to come down and touch the mat. All right, so what you want to do is you want to push, get in the nose, and then back up again for me here. And again, you might not be able to reach the floor there, which is okay these first couple of times here, but what you want to try to do is that's the direction you want to roll. Just back and forth like that. Just rolling it back and forth. Good. One more for me. Just roll it back tight. Push. Good. Good. Back up into fighting stance position for me. All right. Now what we want to do is we want to go through a couple of kicks and punches here. Now what we do is start in a fighting position here. Now, what you guys want to do is try to figure out the best way for you to fight. Okay, some people say, yeah, it's good for me to fight this way. Some people want to switch and fight this way. This is comfortable for me to fight this way because I'm right-handed. And this is real good for me to do stuff like this. The problem with fighting with my power side forward is I'll never be a knockout fighter. Because I need my body weight here behind me to throw this strike. So this is the way that we should fight because I'm right-handed. So what you guys want to do is you want to figure out what hand you are, whether you're right-handed or left-handed. And the easiest way, don't say, well, I can do this with my right hand and do this with my left hand. Whatever you write your name with, that's what hand you are. You're right-handed, you're back like this. This is how you're going to fight. Okay? Now, I'm sure that you probably wanted to do this and this because this is real good and fast. Believe me, I kickboxed for years and then it was right. I wanted to do this too because this was good. And then when I hit this guy here, nothing would happen. You look at me. All right, so it took me years to work on fighting this way. So I had to develop this quick and then come in with this. The power was there already. So what we want to do is, come a little closer to me here, is we want to fight our fighting stance right from here. I know I'm right-handed, so my right side's behind me. I don't want to fight like this because then I eliminate my right side. So what I want to do is I want to be slightly forward here, and then I want to turn my shoulders to my opponent. So this way, both hands are pretty well even right now. And this is where I stay in my fighting stance. So I got both shoulders facing my opponent so they're even. This old way of doing it was okay. The only problem with this was I could never use my back side. So if you guys start off like this is another way to get used to doing the stance. If you start off this way, take the back foot and just step it slightly forward. Another way to look at your stance here, both my feet, let me face the camera straight here, both my feet are standing straight. All right, if I was to walk on a line, both my feet, one's on the right side of the line and one's on the left side. Very simple like this. Okay, so in order for me to get in my fighting stance, I want to take my right side and put it on that same line it was originally on. All right, I don't go behind my foot and then I just turn my feet. Now I'm in my fighting stance perfect, and here I am right here. And this is where I want to start. Don't do this, because then you're not in your stance. All right, if you have to take 2 pieces of tape, put them on the floor. All right, get them 6 inches from each other, straight on the floor like this. And you put your feet on. Then look back where your tape is and put your foot back on your tape there and turn, and there you're in your fighting stance. All right, let me have my student back in here. I find my fighting stance. All right, here I am in my fighting stance. The next thing we want to find is our range. Okay, you always range yourself with the back side, not with the front side. Right now, we're perfect. He can't hit me, and I can't hit him. There's nothing we can do. Right here is where we start. We're going to start a fight. This is where we want to start from, right here. This is no good, all right, because he can hit me here, I can hit him here. This is even worse, because neither one of us can ever hit each other. So we find just where we're right here. Come just a little bit closer for me. I'll move in and out. This is where I want to be, because I can't really hit him, and he can't really hit me. So now you're going to sit there and say, well, then why do we want to stand here? Because we can't hit each other. Primary thing then, this foot stays stationary. It's this foot that moves, then I can hit him, and I can come back here. So when I fight, I'm doing this. So every time it comes this way here. Never this. All right, this stays stationary, do this. You watch a good boxer and that, he always moves in like this. Everything's moving like this. All right, now we're not going to worry about stepping right now. What we're doing is just worrying about doing our exercises from our range. Because what I want you to do is I want you to be in a perfect position to where you want to fight from on a regular basis. So when you face your opponent, you know this is no good. This is not where you want to be when you fight your opponent. You want to be right here. Now I'm perfect. All right. What we're going to do from this range right now is we're going to do a roundhouse kick to the leg. This is my target right here. Anywhere from here to here. This is going to be my weapon right here. Try to avoid using the foot. 2 reasons why we don't want to use the foot. One of the reasons, let me just use your foot. Let me bend it up here for me. One of the reasons is this moves too easy. Okay, so if you hit with this, it's just going to bend over. Second reason is these bones up here break real easy. All right, this nice and solid. Okay, so this is what we want to use right here, back in our fighting stance. Now, all we're going to do right now is not going to try to kill each other within that. What we want to try to do is get the rotation of the hip as we throw the kick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the leg up on him, push. All right, this is all I'm going to do here. I'm not kicking him. We're not kicking now. All we're going to do is we're going to just bring it up and push it. What you try to do is you try to take it as if there was a string attached from your hip. And you're just pushing it down. So let me have you come up here for a second. Come up this way here. So if we had a string from here to here, and you push it this way. So everything rotates on this hip right here. And that's where you're going to get your power off the kick, especially off the back side here. So what we're doing is we're rotating the hip as we're doing it. So what you want to try to do is have it doing that without killing each other. Very easy. Just put it on, push it. And that's all you got to do. Okay, very simple. Now the next thing I want to show is a push kick. We're going to go off the back leg. It's easier to use the back leg first because I can balance myself on the front because I'm coming forward. So as I come forward, I'm just putting up, push. Now let's show it one more time here. Now what we're going to do is when you use an opponent in that, make sure that he keeps his stomach tight. Try to hit him right in the belly area, all right? So this way we're not doing any damage. I'm using the ball of the foot, which is underneath the toes here. All right, so all I'm doing is I'm coming straight up here and out. Okay, very simple, push kick. Okay, so what we covered was a roundhouse kick to the leg, tie kick, whatever you want to call it. The next thing is a push kick. We're going into the abdomen area. Now the next thing is a jab. The jab is usually done with the front hand, so don't ever think you're going to use the back hand for the jab. So the jab is coming straight out. Now when you do the jab, the most important thing that most people fail to realize is when you throw a punch, you're open. All right, there's no way around it. This is open, this could be open. Very few people ever get knocked out from a body punch. everybody gets knocked out from a head punch. So the most important thing to protect is the head. So when we do it, we want the head down, shoulders slightly up, and the punch comes out this way here. So now this is open. This I'll catch the top of the head here, which will not knock him out. Or if it does, it's very difficult to do it, and that not usually happens from hitting the top of the head. This here, really easy, knock him out. All right, so you want to keep this down all the time here, set up just this way here, hands straight out. You want straight line from here to here. Everything follows a straight line. And then you just bring it straight back. Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. I'm coming head slightly down, shoulders slightly up, and I'm coming straight out like this. Now when you throw the strike, what you want to do is going to have it of breathing. And when I say breathing, I know you're breathing. Everybody breathes in and out. But what we want to do is every time the strike is thrown, we want to exhale. So I throw my strike, I exhale. Now look at me from the front here. When I throw it here, my shoulder's up. I can feel my ear touching my shoulder, and my chin is down. My right hand's up on this side here. And that's the correct position you want to be in when you're doing it. The only thing I want to add now is exhaling, so all I'm doing is just like that. Okay, back in position for me here. Again, we found our range. We're perfect exactly where we want, so we can't hit each other. Yet we can still practice from this position. Now the next thing I want to do is a cross. And a cross always usually comes from the back side here, and the reason it's called a cross is because it crosses the center line. You make an X here, the jab can come on a straight line. The cross always crosses the center line. It always does this. And usually if you do it correctly, you don't have to anticipate the turn. Your hip turns the cross. And that's where the name came from, with cross. So I'm pivoting off the hip here, it turns. I'm off the foot, I'm off the heel, I'm on the ball of the foot. It's coming straight up, straight to my target there. Again, straight line there. My head's down, my shoulder's up, and my left hand here is up on the left-hand side of my head. And I'm back in position. And again, I'm going to exhale when I do it. So what I'm doing is, and back, and back. So again, you can see where I'm out of my range here. I'm in perfect fighting position for this opponent right now. But you can see I can throw a full power here and not hit him, because primarily everything has to be set here. And that's where I would actually hit him from, is when this foot works. So when you guys practice, if you're practicing with your friend or opponent, make sure you're right in this position here to where you can do your movements perfect, so you can throw a full strike, full counters and everything like that right from this position here.